In 2020, I got locked down in a small village in Guatemala, and I lost my mind after an ayahuasca journey, and then subsequently a tab of LSD. That was not a good idea, but at the time it seemed like the right thing to do because I wanted to fit in. I was having some FOMO. I didn't want to be the only one at my friend's birthday party who wasn't on LSD. Now, here I am 4 years later, and I'm back. I'm in the same little village, and I am in such a different place in my life. I have just celebrated 1 year completely substance-free. I am now over 5 years alcohol-free, and I find myself having this curious experience of basically, I got called back here. I didn't really plan on coming here, but I knew that I wanted to just leave the United States. I wanted to walk away. I was feeling really frustrated with the culture in the United States, with the systems, with my business there, and it just felt like it was time to shift. And a series of events eventually took me to start producing and preparing a retreat here in Guatemala. Actually, it was going to be hosted at this small little retreat center, but eventually it got canceled. And I said, well, why don't we just go there anyways, see what happens? And I tell you what, it has been a wild journey ever since. Being completely sober, coming back here, and kind of landing on some old stomping grounds, experiencing the gift of contrast. The gift of contrast also framed in I guess it's like when you have the ability to see yourself and see how much you've changed, when you go back to the same place after a certain period of time, you can see how much has shifted. You can see how many things are actually still very much the same thing. Like, for example, there's a lot of drug consumption around here because there's a lot of spiritual seekers who are here and they're sitting in ayahuasca ceremonies and wachuma ceremonies and peyote ceremonies and taking mushrooms and going to ecstatic dance and taking mushrooms. And look, no judgment. I've done every single one of those things, multiple times, in fact. And also those things helped contribute to me walking out of this village in 2020 in a state of temporary psychedelic-induced psychosis. So it's good to be back. And it's good to celebrate how much I've changed. And I want to remind you or help you to remember that change can happen in an instant. We can actually rewire our mental and emotional programming, our mental and emotional conditioning. We can release trauma. We can break patterns in the matter of minutes, hours, not that much time at all. And something that's really important to understand too, and I'm going to share with you a little bit of the view here. Got the lake in the background, some volcanoes, beautiful place. Oh look, my little friend is coming along for a walk. What's up, Coco Bear? It's really important to understand that yes, we can make these changes in your mind like that, super fast. Hypnotherapy, neurolinguistic programming, emotional freedom technique, EMDR. There's tons of techniques, thankfully, now that help us to actually honor the fact that we are in a human body and we've had traumatic experiences and we've had social conditioning, we've had a mental, emotional conditioning. Our parents have taught us certain things, and that stuff sticks. It sticks in our unconscious mind, and our unconscious mind is responsible for 95% of what we're doing. And yes, we can change those things very, very quickly, and also it takes a little bit of time to wire and create new behavior patterns. And so, yes, there are a lot of people out there, coaches and therapists, I don't know, whatever, that are saying that, like, yes, you can transform faster than you think. Shit, I even say that because it's true. And you got to show up and you got to do the work and you got to create those new patterns and these new habits. The good thing is sometimes you come to a place like this beautiful little lake town where next door we've got like some crazy dub electro house music happening, ecstatic dance festivals and devotional prayer circles and, you know, ayahuasca ceremonies and all this stuff. Sometimes you come back to a place like this and you get to see yourself and go, oh my God, I've changed so much. And I am currently celebrating this because for the last year, well, really for the last 4 years, I have been so hard on myself. I've been incredibly hard on myself. In fact, so self-critical, which is a pattern that I've been playing out, something that I learned from my parents and my culture and da-da-da-da-da-da. But I have been playing out this pattern over and over again. And I've been so critical that I haven't seen the good things in my life. I haven't focused on what's been amazing and powerful and successful. And right now that I can come back to this town 4 years later and I'm actually helping people to quit smoking cannabis, I'm helping people to quit smoking cigarettes, I'm helping people to transform their life and to break free from the same patterns that I went through 4 years ago, and helping them so that they can save 4 or maybe more years in their life. It feels so good. But it's only recently that I've been able to switch this pattern in my brain because that negative tendency is real. It's intense. You know, somebody was saying on a podcast earlier that 60,000 thoughts that we have every day that are negative, and 57,000 of those thoughts are directed at ourselves. So self-critical thoughts. Holy shit, that's a lot, right? And it's our responsibility to catch them, to change them, to start to shift them and direct our focus elsewhere. And that's what I've been doing lately. And it is not always easy and it is not always clear, but it is so much easier because I have gotten rid of a lot of the baggage, a lot of the emotional stuff that has been preventing me from being able to take those actions. So for those of you out there that have been struggling with addiction, and I mean in any form, I'm not talking just about the psychedelics and the cocaine and the whatever. I'm talking about the workaholism. I'm talking about food addiction. I'm talking about relationship addiction. I want you to know that there is hope. There's absolutely hope. You will and can change. And the thing that's important for you to see is that it can happen faster than you think, and also it's important to respect time. And for me, coming back to this little village and walking around, this is not, I mean, it's hard to call this a street, right? It's not paved, it's the bounciest, bumpiest thing. There's so much chaotic noise that happens around here. Dogs barking all the time. But I'm different. I have changed tremendously. And I get to celebrate that change every single day. And it is a choice for me to celebrate that change, because it doesn't happen automatically, because I'm building those new habits. And so I would love for you, maybe you comment down on the comments below and tell me, what is it that you've been challenged with? Maybe it's negative thinking, maybe it's self-judgment, maybe it could be a whole bunch of different things. And I'd love for you to check in and let me know what has got you feeling negative or challenged. And I want you to know that you can change it. You can change it. I'm not going to change anything for you. The work that I do is helping you to change yourself. But it's possible. So stick with that. Hold on to that. And remember that sometimes if you're open to it, if you're willing to do like I did, and it doesn't have to be the same thing, but if you're willing to let go, surrender, And for me, it was sell all of my stuff, leave the United States, and just go wherever my intuition guided me, wherever the synchronicities and the flow of energy in this simulation, this video game, this reality that I'm living in, wherever it takes you. Don't be surprised if you get exactly what you want, exactly what you need. And remember that it's up to you to focus your energy and feel grateful for it, to celebrate it when it comes, because you might not. If you're still so focused on the negativity, you might not actually look at the things that you're feeling so grateful about, that you would feel that you've been calling in. You might get distracted. So, I guess that's the last bit that I want to say about that. Look, I'm not perfect. Far from it. I still have my own challenges. I still have my own difficulties. I've gotten rid of alcohol and tobacco and cannabis and all these other things, and I still struggle. And a lot of it was negativity and self-criticism and self-judgment and fear of judgment. And every day I feel like I'm getting better. Every day I know that I'm getting better. And you can too. So stick around, subscribe, drop a like if you feel so inclined. And if you are dealing with some addiction issues and you want some help, I want you to know that there is a process. In fact, I'll be offering that process, specifically the one that got me to go from tripping on LSD and losing my mind here in Guatemala to being completely substance free. But you get to do it faster than I did. It'll only take 90 days. For me, it took years. So benefit from my experience and from my mistakes, and you can be free in just a matter of a couple of months. So follow the information below, the link in the description, and get on the wait list, because that program is going to be starting soon. Don't miss out. If you're first on the list, you're going to get the best pricing. And remember that everything can change faster than you think.